chosen ones, empaths, you gotta detach emotionally from the narcissist when they try to push you away. In another way I could say it is, don't get into your feelings when the narcissist is pushing you away. You've got to understand their true nature and true calling from God of what he's trying to show you when the narcissist pushes you away. It's an attempt to win you back. Yeah? They can go to the furthest extreme and start talking to new people, start messaging new people, to even going off and being with new people. But this is merely a pushing you away to get you back to who you was at the very beginning. Now, I've seen this from experience. The narcissist used to say to me, I want it to go back to how it was at the beginning. I want it to go back to how it was at the beginning. Okay? And it's actually because our supply has dwindled slightly. Yeah? It's dwindled slightly. It's not as potent. We're not showing them the same amount of attention, admiration, love that we once did. Naturally, because we've been drained. And we're the only provider of the source of supply. It's not a mutual relationship of two people pouring forth their energy and their love and their care and their compassion, their empathy into the mix, right? We're dealing with someone who is devoid of empathy, who has nothing to give, right? So naturally, do not blame yourself, but naturally through the time, your supply is going to start to dwindle. It's going to become less, right? It's just inevitable, right? Do not feel like you should have done this and you should have done that and you should have done this, because those thought patterns that you're receiving, where you're feeling like you could have done more, or even if in this video you're feeling like I could have done more, or maybe if I do this, I'll get them back. You need to break from that emotional attachment. That is the trap of the narcissist and their snare, right? To mislead you into trying to provide more supply. Please press the like and the subscribe button. Help your brother out. It'll take 2 seconds of your time. Thank you. But they're trying to get you back to the point like it was during the love bomb. But they're not love bombing you now. They're saying, right, I'm not going to love bomb them now. Because they may have even done temperament checkers where, you know, they pushed you away and they saw your response and they saw how you drew closer to them. And then when they love bombed you, you may not have responded in the same way, right? So they thought, right, I'm going to push them away. They also study things online, just like you're studying things online about narcissism and stuff like that. They'll watch things about how to get more from my partner, how to, you know, all of these toxic kind of manipulation tactics that are plagued across the internet. And they'll look at them things too. They'll also learn from friends, and plus it's in their inherent nature to be a manipulator, right? That's what it is, okay? Even though they're not inherently evil, you know, one side of them will be plagued with demonic tendencies and wanting to do this manipulation and these evil tactics to us, right? Because all of us have good and evil, but these lot have swayed with the darkness. They've gone further with the darkness than the light, whereas we're more in touch with our light than we are with our darkness. And it's a whole nother video to get into whether they're born that way or whatnot, and I've gone into that slightly in other videos. But back to the topic at hand, right? The narcissist is pushing you away in an attempt to win you back. Okay, so they've actually checked this. They've done research with you. They've tested it out on you already through the course of the relationship. Whether you've been discarded at this moment in time, they already checked and researched and ran an analysis on you to see how you respond to them acting cold. Now, they may have done silent treatment some days. They may have not reciprocated what you said, done various things, right? And then they saw our response and they said, right, if I act cold with this individual, I'm going to get more from them. Do you know what? I'm going to get them wanting me back and wishing for me back throughout their whole body, entire body and mind and soul. I'm going to get them to want me back. So they pushed you away. They pushed you alone. They left you alone. They ran out on you. They left you alone. They ran off with a new supply. Yeah? They ran off with someone from their workplace, or they ran off with a neighbor, or they done something, yeah? Now this is just to actually mess with you, right? And it's to get you back to the point where it was fresh and you wanted them more than anything. Now you have to listen to me closely, yeah? You need to break that attachment that you have. You need to actually think 3 times before you react, yeah? Because I made the mistake of, when they were pushing me away, I tried to solve the problem. I tried to solve it. I tried to say, look, we can do this now, we can do that now, or I'm sorry for this and I'm sorry for that. Listen, I'm glad I poured out my heart, and I'm glad I tried my best, because I can look in the mirror and say I tried my best and they can't. But I would advise against it. The only healing that it does is, you tried your utmost to actually repair the situation. But I didn't know I was dealing with a narcissist at the time. So if you don't know you're dealing with a narcissist, then you're a step ahead than I was, right? And we've got to do things differently when we deal with these individuals. We've got to act cold to them. If they're playing cold to us, we need to mirror back to them the coldness, right? If they've ran off with a new supply, remember what I said, they're trying to provoke a reaction from you. They're trying to get you back to how you was at the beginning. They want to cause an ending to the relationship so you can start over again. And you need to be cold. You need to door slam them. You need to not chase after them. You need to not send them texts. You need to not reach out to the new supply and try and warn the new supply. You can't be doing them things. Leave them to their own devices. I've made it a prominent theme in my videos. In order to get what you want from the narcissist is to let them go. And then when you get them back to the point that you want them, you still don't let them in. And that develops another degree and another wave of affliction that will happen to the narcissist in wanting us back. So their own toxic little plan actually backfires and leaves them wanting us back. And I say, the quicker that you understand this, that the reason that they're pushing you away, the reason they're treating you like trash, the reason they're acting cold, is actually to provoke a reaction and absorb more supply from you. So they don't even mind if you start being negative to them. Don't even bother start being negative to them, calling them names, calling them that. You can tell them about themselves, short, brief, sweet, and then leave that in a final message, because I did mention some short, brief things in my final message to them, where I called them out on their stuff that they were doing, stuff that their families and flying monkeys were doing. I called them out on that stuff, and that's another reason why they kept away from me, because I exposed them. They don't like being exposed, especially the covert ones. They don't like being exposed. So they felt like that's why they pushed me away even further, because they felt like, right, I need to push him fully away for me, for example, to actually come to an understanding and only wish them back in my life. When they've reached out with their Hoover attempts after years, I haven't given in to the Hoover attempts. I've stayed strong, I've stayed firm. I told them to go away, basically, right? A number of times I've told them to go away. And that was my healing. Finally, I got my healing in being able to say, you know what, I door slammed them. I had the final discard. And this is where their plan backfires. But I know that the true nature of the reason why the narcissist done this to me was to get more from me. But you know what? We've done our all. We've done our utmost, right? Don't give them more. They don't give them any more, because I'm telling you, if you do go down that path of trying to provide more for them, it's only going to backfire as well. You know, you can never satisfy a narcissist, right? And you don't want to take someone back that's been with someone else either. You're worth much more than that. If they've run off with someone new, never let those back in your life. I don't care how lonely you feel, how desperate you feel. Never, ever let someone back in your life, because it can harm you health-wise and it can harm you spiritually, right? Because of the demonic soul ties. But it can also harm you health-wise with STDs and things like that. So you don't want to let someone back in your life who's been with someone else. You really don't want to. And plus, you're going to take on the energy and the soul ties of who they've slept with, and it's a whole vicious circle that you're going to get involved in, right? So I just want you to understand, the message in this video is understand why the narcissist is pushing you away. Just understand it. Stop letting it hurt you. Understand, say to yourself, see beneath the veil, say to yourself, right, you're pushing me away. I know you want more from me. I know you're being cold to me to get more from me, and you know what? I'm not going to give you more. I know that I'm not going to give you more. I'm going to mirror you exactly what you're doing. I'm going to be cold with you. I'm going to be like that with you. And that's the best way to be, because this will give them a realization that they messed up quicker. In my situation, they still realized they messed up. They still reached out for a Hoover, right? But I delayed the process of them getting to an understanding. I delayed the process because I kept reaching out. I kept trying to problem solve and try and sort out the situation. So I don't want you lot to make the same mistakes I did. I really don't want you to. I want us collectively to beat these narcissists and all actually get a brighter future. And that's all gonna happen. You hear me talk about that in my other videos. Trust me, stay alone for a little while. You'll align with your purpose. You'll get the true meaning in your life. You'll walk into your path, into your passion. You know, potentially we're going to meet someone new, someone who's worthy of our love, stuff like that as well. And we're going to look back at the situation and say, you know what, I'm so glad that I didn't stay with that narcissist. So anyway, I'll leave the video there. Please press the like and subscribe button. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all your support. If you want to donate to the channel, you can find the details in the description box. And if you want a one-to-one session as well, you can find the details in the description box. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.